tax parcel number ID is 15-21-31-527-0000-03B0. Who's going to be making the presentation on behalf of the city? All right, Mr. O'Rourke, would you raise your right hand, please, sir? Do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, sir. What does the city have to present?
Your Honor, as stated, my name is Sean O'Rourke, Code Enforcement Manager for the City of Oviedo. This is in regards to the property at 315 East Mitchell Hammock Road in the city limits of Oviedo, Florida, for Park Place Apartments. I have a composite exhibit.
All right, let me take a quick look at that. All right. I'm looking at an exhibit containing 23 pages. Unless I hear any objections, it will be admitted into evidence. All right, sir, go ahead.
Your Honor, on October 8, 2014, we observed a approximately 250 square foot banner located on a vacated sales trailer on the subject property. Sent a notice of violation stating that the sign was prohibited and that they were required to get a sign permit for any signs erected on the property with a corrective date of October 13th. The next item that you have is a picture of the sign that was erected without the permit. Your Honor, you have the applicable sign codes for the downtown mixed-use district that relate specifically to that particular area of the city. And you have this is all what was sent to the respondent, the entire code. You have the property appraiser sheet showing the parcel and the property ownership where we sent the notice of violation. We have the permit for the leasing trailer that shows only the trailer, no sign permit. The information for Mr. Tom Kavanaugh, who is with Park Place Apartments, his address and contact information. The next item you have is an affidavit of hand delivery, where we hand delivered to the Park Place Apartments LLC at 315 East Mitchell Hammock, which is where their sales trailer is located. We also did send it certified mail. I take that back, Your Honor. We hand delivered it. We didn't send it certified mail. We hand delivered it. They didn't correct the violation, so on October, we scheduled a notice of hearing for October 23rd. You have a picture in there from October 13th of the clubhouse banner still up. The next item is the request for hearing and the affidavit of hand delivery, again, to the address of the business. And at that meeting, we requested a continuance on October 23rd, which you have the request from the Packland Development from Mr. Kavanaugh requesting the continuance. The city didn't object, and the continuance was granted. Since that time, they have, you can see in the next picture, the trailer on the far left side, the corner of the trailer. The large sign has come down, but they have put up two new signs that are, each sign is 10 feet by 22 inches. Those signs did not have a permit, so they took down one sign that wasn't permitted, put up two signs that were not permitted. We also rechecked the property on the 3rd. The signs were still up. Therefore, we moved forward with the hearing today. Yesterday, we spoke to Mr. Kavanaugh and advised him that if he could remove the signs, we would avoid the hearing. And he stated, when I say we, that was my director, Teresa Correa, and myself, contacted Mr. Kavanaugh by phone. And his reply to us was, I'm not taking the signs down. In fact, I'm going to put more signs up, and I'm not getting permits, and I'm not coming to the hearing, so do whatever you want to do. So that caused us to go forward with the hearing. You have the documents that show that we did have proper notice with hand delivery and with the green card signed for. Obviously, Mr. Kavanaugh is not here today. We did go out and inspect today, and the signs were down. So as of today, they are actually in compliance. What the city would like to see, what we would like to request is that they be found that they are in compliance at this time, that they failed to comply with the notice of violation in the time specified for correction, and that any future violations be considered a repeat violation. You have the chronological history, also, Your Honor, there of when this initially started, and our notices and the 2 hearings. The only other thing I would ask the court to contemplate is that Oviedo on the Park consists of a number of different parcels, and they're all owned by the same entity. We only cited the original parcel at the front that you saw on the property appraiser, but the city's concern is that there are signs elsewhere in the property that are in violation also, and I don't know if the court would be willing to consider this, but I was asked that if we can be, the repeat violation status be applied to all of their properties that they own in Oviedo on the Park. As I said, as of this morning at 9 o'clock, their signs were down.
Okay.
I have a feeling that this afternoon they'll be back up, but right now they're down.
So I'm assuming that this respondent has more than one tract of land in the new downtown district?
Correct. Several parcels. When the project started, it was one parcel, but as they've moved forward with development, they've had to plat and amend their plat to show separate parcels.
But what concerns me, Mr. O'Rourke, is, of course, I drive by the sign every day, so I've seen it in the past, what the photographs show, is apparently there were some efforts to work with this respondent, and they simply ignored the city's efforts. What reason have they given for thinking that they do not need to get a permit for these signs?
Mr. Kavanaugh's, and again, I'm telling you what he said to us on the phone. Obviously, he's not here to contest it, but his rationale was that he needed the signs for business, and that he would rather be fined as a cost of doing business and have the signs than not have the signs, because he believes that he will go bankrupt without the signs, that he will not attract tenants to the property or potential tenants to the property, and that a minimal fine is just the cost of doing business. The signs that he proposes to have are not permissible in that zoning district. So he doesn't want to get smaller signs because he doesn't believe that they will provide for what he's trying to accomplish and drawing people in. He does it. He wants to keep the larger signs, which are not permittable by code.
As you understand it, does the special magistrate have the authority to impose a fine at this point in time for the
I
past
believe
violations?
since we continued the matter and since he's in compliance as of this hearing, I don't think that, and the city's not asking for a fine today, but we would like the repeat violator status so that if the signs go up, they can be, fines can be imposed from the day of the violation. But today, no, we wouldn't suggest that there be any fine imposed because he did comply and take him down.
All right.
For the moment.
All right. I am going to grant the relief you request. I'm going to find that as of today, the respondent is in compliance. But I am going to find that there are at least 2, maybe 3, depending on how you view that second set of signs, past, I guess 2, past violations, and that any subsequent violations will constitute a repeat violation on all properties or parcel owned within the new development district by this respondent. And that's my ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else to come before us today? All right, then we are adjourned.